Here we are, home sweet home. Home sweet home. Yeah, really. Yeah, this is where the disaster happened. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel kind of eerie and spooky when I come back here. It's just a weird feeling I have. But I know somehow the explosion and what I went through, it changed me. I don't even know how it changed me yet, but it changed me, and I just feel different. And I feel it feels spooky coming back here and seeing this place again. Right, girls? Right, girls? Yeah. Yeah, it feels kind of eerie and spooky. And I don't know. Not sure if I'm looking forward to this. But this is where the disaster happened. It is the scene of the disaster, the scene of the trauma. Yeah, so anyway, I guess we might as well go and have a good look about, and I'll show you what happened. Ciao. Okay, let's get out and go assess the situation. Oh boy, there we go. There we go, on my feet. Let the girls run around for a bit. And we'll go inside and check it out. Okay, there, right there, before we actually go anywhere, those are my flip-flops there. They were both on fire. And one of my slippers there was on fire. And the other one got scorched. I'll just show you here. As we go in, I'll show you all around. So here we are inside. These flip-flops were in that bag somehow. Stuck in the bag, and they're on fire. This slipper, okay, I'm just going to throw these out of here for a second. They were on fire, and I threw them outside. Whoops. This slipper somehow fell out of here. It was on fire, and it was burning on top of these bricks here too, the wood bricks, so I threw that outside. And this slipper got scorched quite a bit too, but it wasn't burning, so yeah, I just tossed everything out that was on fire. Anyway, so here we go. So over here, I had one of those, reusable shopping bags there. Look how scorched and burnt that was. There's bits and pieces down there between the dog dish there and scorching marks. Look at the scorch marks on the wall down there. And on the sword here, I haven't even checked this. I gotta see how much of that got actually damaged and how bad, because it's a plastic sheath kind of thing. Anyways, that shopping bag there was holding my most important papers here in both these things here, and you can see this one got actually scorched quite a bit, but it was down lower in the bag and scorched on both ends, and I can actually open it still, get inside. But this one here, this one got this is kind of neoprene kind of stuff, and it was on fire, burning. So I just grabbed both bags. They were on the floor, they weren't even in the bag anymore. The bag was gone. So I threw them outside, and then I had to stomp on this one to make sure it was out, because these are all my important papers and everything necessary I need. So that one I can get into. This one here, I'm going to have to cut into it because it melted the zipper and everything there too. So to get in and find out what I actually got in there, I got to cut into that one. So that was that there, part of that explosion there. And I'll just show you while we're here. Oh, I might as well leave the door open. All these little fringes on these scarves of mine, and even part of the scarves, you can feel they're like dry and crispy. They all got scorched, all of them. Look at how bad that was scorched. It wasn't burning, but it was smoking, so I noticed it was out, so I left it. This is kind of crispy and a little charred. All of this up here, all of these, all crispy and charred, but not so much up top as much. Anyway, that's that. I have this privacy thing that it's just kind of like from a hotel or something like that, where you put on the outside of your door for privacy. Anyway, it's plastic. It got all melted. It was flat before, and it just melted. This little thing, shoelace thing, I don't know what was on there before, but that all kind of got melted and curled up. And this feather, this is an eagle feather, got all scorched all the way around the edges there. Yeah, and this measuring tape here got scorched on the bottom here. It's kind of crispy, so it's probably not any good anymore. And this got a little crispy and not so bad as the other one, but this got a little burnt. Definitely got some fire damage there. It's not so crispy, but it is scorched a bit. But anyway, also on top of that, I left this toilet paper here for a purpose. There was a piece of toilet paper sitting there, and when I looked over, the toilet paper was half charred. It was, had orange coals all over it. It was smoldering away, just smoldering, and a lot of smoke coming off. So I took that and I tossed that right outside. I had to go stomp on it later to make sure it was out. But down in the corner here, there was a box of my plastic bags for my garbage thing, and that looks just like that one. Just like that one. It was on fire. The box itself, there wasn't many plastic bags in it, but it was on fire, so I grabbed that and I threw that outside as well. I can't even find it outside. I think it burned up completely because I can't find any trace of it outside anywhere. So there's that. There we go. Now, what do we look at next? I guess just one thing at a time, eh? I took my pots and pans over to the other place to make my dandelion thing, so that's why those aren't here. But this seemed to be okay. I don't know why. It's a plastic jug, maybe because it had water in it, had water up there in it. And that's all sitting up there. That was okay. But this here, one subscriber gave me this. It was an actual, I'll take it down here. It's a $1 solid gold thing. It's for currency for in Idaho in different states. And it was all flat and perfect, and it's solid gold. It's a gold, it's one thousandth of a troy ounce of pure 24 karat gold. Anyway, it's used for currency in some states and that, but it's all melted. I don't know if it's worth anything at all anymore. It was a dollar, kind of a dollar bill kind of thing. Anyway, I'll put that back up later. Now, along these cupboards here, the flames were coming right up like this. And I don't know if you can see this, but look at how badly blistered all this trim around the cupboards is. Very, very badly blistered here. So that got scorched from the tops of the flames, basically, all the way around there. And the rest of it looked fine, though. On top of that, I'm going to take these down. That seemed to fare well. Oh, it got bent a bit from the heat. Yeah, it's warped a little from the heat. I can see that. This is ceramic, so it's okay. This here was a light that's stuck up there with sticky things, and it all warped and came off and stuff like that. So that, I don't know where the other piece is. I probably threw it outside or something. And I'll take this off. But anyway, this was a pillowcase, and I got one on the other side too, exactly like this. But look at how, I don't know if you can see how brown it is, and it's really crispy. Like if I poke it too much, it's going to crack. But it's all crispy and everything, and on the inside it's still fresh there. But this is all browned and crispy on the edges that were hanging down, and across the top here as well, right up here too. Wow, this is crazy, crazy. It's weird to be back here. Really weird to be back here. Now this is my vinegar water sprayer for cleaning things up and, deodorizing the air and everything. But look at that. Look at how badly that got melted. Just from a flash fire, just whoosh. And it just melted all that bottle there. Wow. And it melted a bit of this bag on these coffee filters there. And another thing too is this mesh bag here was hanging right up here, and it just melted right off the hook up there. This is all melted shut. I can't even get in there. There's a squash and some onions still in there, and they're hanging up in the bag. And yeah, I can't even get in the bag now. I'm gonna have to cut it open and get a new bag. But that's all was melted right off and landed on the counter. And this is partly from my sleeping bag. There's a part of the zipper that got scorched from my one sleeping bag there. And this paper was on fire. I had napkins in there, and that was on fire. And if you can see this this bowl got melted here. There's some char there, I think, from the paper. And this bowl got badly burned right here, right up in here. So that was really tricky trying to get, I didn't even look inside here. Oh, somehow this cheese bag, oh, this cheese is rotten now, it's old. This cheese bag got burnt too, and that was just sitting inside the edge there like that. Wow, that got burnt too. So you can see how much fire and intensity was up here, like up the wall here from down there and up on top of the counter. That's how much intensity it was. Now I'll go around before I show you what happened. So this bag here is this plastic shopping bag here, and it had all the treats of the dogs inside there, and it just melted like that, fell down on the floor there. And I picked it up and threw it on the bed here, but it was all melted. You can see how badly melted it is. And on top of that, there's more treats from the bag itself. On top of that, it melted my toothbrush I had in there. It's a toothbrush for cleaning. It's an old toothbrush. I don't use it for my teeth anymore. I use it for cleaning purposes and stuff, but it melted that toothbrush in the bag with the treats and everything like that. There's a brand new toothbrush, got plastic on it. And then on top of that, this was where that one roll of toilet paper was I showed you. But it was down here somewhere, down on the floor there. And the plastic on the outside of that toilet roll got all scorched and burnt too. So I'm not sure how it happened. Okay, here's another thing too. So what I had was, I had this and another little box down in here. A bucket like that. That was the dog food bucket. That's not the dog food bucket. That's my emergency poop bucket. But there was a dog food bucket down in the corner exactly like this without the plastic liner or bag inside. And I took it away to my friend's place where the dogs are staying with me, you know, so they got something to eat. So that's where it is now. I forgot to bring it back, but you know, we don't need it. But anyway, it looked just like this, but it seemed to be undamaged completely. The only things that got damaged, it seems, was the plastic bag that's inside these things got all melted around the edge, and that's down here, down around just below my kneecaps, I guess, close to my ankles. So that got burnt. And on top of that, this garbage bag here for all my garbage, it got completely melted. Look at it, melted right over. And the other garbage bag inside there melted there too. So that's down, like I said, just below my kneecaps. And those were over here. Those both were over there, and the dog food bucket was in the corner there. So anyway, that's most of that there. I think my flower ended up just dying from lack of water because I haven't been around for so long. Now I'll show you an interesting thing over here. Oh boy, this is crazy. So I got this jacket here, and you see how it's kind of folded over, folded in half. You see all this wrinkling here and wrinkling here. This is all charred wrinkle from the jacket. If you open it up, it's like it should be, like brand new kind of thing. Normal inside there, all normal inside, but on the outsides where it was hanging like this, it was all charred and wrinkly up here and here, even up there, right up to there. Yeah, that's crazy, eh? But I can't see any damage to my bagpipe at all, none that I've seen so far, or anything else over this way. Oh, just a sec, I gotta take my jacket off, it's warm now. Okay, we're back again. I got my jacket off, so I'm gonna move all this stuff out of the way. But as you can see, when the fire was going and I grabbed the sleeping bag, there was a double sleeping bag here, and I threw it over on top of all the flames that were shooting up from down there by the electric outlet, all the way up and all across the top of this counter and up. I just tried to wrap the sleeping bag around everything completely, and it kept shooting out to all sides, and had a tough time putting it out. But when I pulled the sleeping bag away, all there's left is the dog's toys pretty much, and a rag. Oh, another thing too is up here, this was hanging up here and it melted right off as well. My tape measure. Anyway, get these out of the way. There we go. Okay. Now this, I haven't even seen this yet at all. My shoe just fell off. I haven't seen anything up here, but it looks disastrous. Look at this. That's horsehair from my horsehair sporin. And that's the hair from my mask. So I'm going to take this off. This is one of my cool hats. It got a little crumpled, but that's just because I pushed it or something. It seems like the hat was fine. Seems like it didn't get any damage at all, but it could be just very superficial. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a cheap hat. Another one of my hats. Oh, this is going to look nasty, I think. Sadly. Here's my horsehair sporran. Oh my God, this is a piper sporran. Wow, look at that. I'm going to put it in the sunshine. That's a piper sporran. It's horsehair. And that's the only time you ever wear this one is when you're piping. And I was hoping when I learned how to play my pipes, I'd be wearing this. But look, it's all charred. All got charred. Oh, that's so sad. It's so beautiful. I'm going to have to go over this with basically a fine-tooth comb, really, literally, and try and clean it up. And hopefully it won't look too bad afterwards. It'll still look pretty good. So that's really sad because those are not cheap at all. Oh, that's a saddening thing. Anyway, for the most part, it doesn't look like too much up here actually got burnt. There's a toque here and a teddy bear, and the teddy bear was covered. But the other thing here is this. Whoops. It's my globe. This is my mask I have, and look at that. Look at the mask on top. And this was all up in the top corner. This is all charred, the hair. It's actually kind of rope or whatever you call that. Cecil rope or string. All charred in there. All around the whole thing is all charred. So that's crazy. I'm going to have to clean up the rest of this. Oh my God. And then before I forget, the girls were just lying down in that corner, just relaxing in this corner here. And this corner out of everything was probably the most untouched at all. Thank God, thank God. You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. Thank God nothing happened to the girls. Come on, stop it. If something happened to the girls, I would never, ever be able to live with myself. So thank God it was just me. The girls were absolutely 1,000% fine. Tiny house didn't burn down, and I was the only one that got the brunt of this. And I just thank God every single moment of the day that the girls came out of this completely unscathed. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have to take a moment to collect myself here. So, ciao. Okay, I'm back now. I feel a little better. So anyway, there's not a hell of a lot more, but check this out. I actually only just noticed this. I didn't even think of it, but check out the broom on top of my roof, on my ceiling, I should say. Look at how badly melted that is. I'm going to have to try and trim that off and see if I can salvage the broom at all. If not, just go buy a new one. But oh wow, is that ever melted and warped and everything? That is crazy. I wish you could see it exactly the way I see it. It's bizarre looking. Wow, so that was a lot of damage. And as you can see, all across the countertop, this is a lot of smoke and fire damage right across the countertop here. Everything was burning, it seemed. Just about everything. But yeah, so that brings you up to speed. Okay, this is weird. This is very weird. It's very spooky and very surreal. Just being here, I have a weird feeling just being in here. I don't like it. And I'm going to have to clean this up really well, scrub it down everywhere, and get the smell out for one. That really bothers me. Anyway, this is basically how it happened and how fast. So it's morning time, roughly, my morning, and the fire in the wood stove is just burning down to the most minimal little hot coals in there and just kind of going out. I got my lighters here, my torches. I got another thing there. I forgot to bring it in. I don't know where it is now, but anyway, basically filling up one of these torches with a can of butane. I better use this one because this one's empty. That one's got stuff in it, and I don't want to do this again. Anyway, just to basically, filling up this one here. I somehow knocked this one over with my elbow. Fell down there. I still to this day do not understand. I can't even wrap my head around how it got wedged into that position. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, it fell down there, between the bucket, the bag, and everything, somehow got wedged in there to push the plunger down, spewing out butane down in like that position down there, just kind of above the floor, about that much. And it was spewing out, and I looked down and I went, what the, what the fuck? And it was like, before I could even bend down and do anything, I heard this really, for the half a blink of an eye, I heard this really, really weird, deep, deep, deep rumbling noise, like it came from the pits of hell. It was just in the half a blink of an eye, and as soon as I heard that rumble, poof, it just went poof, just flame like all over me and that. And I keep going over this in my mind, and the only feeling I got after the fact that I can place was what it felt like at that very moment, that half a blink of an eye. It felt like I had fallen through the front door of hell and I was blown out the other side. And what happened was that poof, it knocked me back over on the bed there. I'm not going to go down because my legs still hurt, but knocked me right flat on my back on the bed like that. I fell down like this, and then I sat up again, and all of a sudden there's just flames everywhere here, coming up the walls. There's flames all across the counter. I don't even know how. It was mind-boggling, but flames just everywhere, all up there. And so I jumped up as fast as I could. I went, like, what do I do? Like, do I just run out or whatever? So I told the girls to get the hell out, and I sent them outside. And then I just turned around and went, the only biggest thing I got is my sleeping bag. So I grabbed that, and I just threw it over top and down the side here, and I tried to just put out all the flames that were shooting everywhere. And they were still shooting out the side, and I thought, this isn't going to work. This place is going to burn down, and I'm going to have to run out and watch it burn down. But all of a sudden, I covered one corner, and the flame went out, and it was like, okay, everything's out and good. And then I ran outside the door. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you right now that in my house, I don't wear much clothes. So I was wearing shoes and socks. That's why the line on my ankles. And I was only wearing a t-shirt. So that's probably why most of it got burnt, was because I wasn't even wearing a kilt. I was comfortable in my house in the morning. And so that could be a part of why I got so badly burned. This would have stopped some. I don't know. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I told you that. Anyway, so that's basically what happened. And then as soon as I realized, I'm pretty sure I had this out here, I just ran outside, turned around and was looking inside. I phoned 911. And then after I talked to them, I came back over and I stuck my head in a few times to look, and everything was out. I knew the house wasn't going to burn down. I knew my dogs were safe. They seemed fine outside, and it was just a matter of me. And I looked down, and there was this like big chunks of skin hanging off me everywhere, and that's that. That's how it happened. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the tour. Now I have to clean this place up, so we'll talk to you soon. Ciao. So here's a little indication of the extent of the fire. This is the sleeping bag that was down. They were stuck together, but one of them was down, the other one was up. And this one got burned really badly. It's basically useless. Zipper is gone. And that's kind of irreparable. So that's basically it. But the interesting part is that's the only place of that sleeping bag that got burned. The other one there was on top, so it was untouched. But that's the extent of the burn on the sleeping bag, which I find amazing. It's I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but that's it there. All right, ciao. So the lesson here is, do not try this at home. It's not fun, not worth it. Anyway, joking aside, I better shut this door. There we go. Anyway, joking aside, I know for sure, and I guarantee, just in case you ever get really badly burned, I am going through PTSD. I really am. You know, you don't always realize it and accept it, but definitely going through PTSD. I'm learning on how to deal with that, and I'm also in quite a depression as well, that, you know, you don't even realize it's happening to you, but it's definitely happening. And also I have an extremely low energy level, and it's probably because I'm still healing, my skin is still healing, so that could have to do with it, and my Crohn's disease, everything. I don't know. Low energy, so it might take me a while to I'm going to take very, very tiny steps to get back in there, clean the place up, and get back to having it so it's livable and I can live in there comfortably and feel good about it. So it might take me a while, so we're going to have to do it small steps at a time. So anyway, with that update there, I'm leaving the girls locked up in the truck there for a minute, and I'm going to go over to Bigfoot and have a nice warm cup of coffee. So we'll talk to you soon, okay? Ciao for now.